Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And today, even though I still can't fly, I will tell you exactly how to outfly DJI Aeroscope. Uh, in wartime in Ukraine, what we discovered right now is that, again, since DJI is a certain country's manufacturer and that certain country supports our enemy currently, even though behind the scenes, it was common knowledge in Ukraine among all pilots, UAV pilots, that, and we knew it, I think, on day 2 of the war, that DJI Aeroscopes that were in Ukraine, registered in Ukraine, all of a sudden stopped working, while the enemy's Aeroscopes worked perfectly. And the way Aeroscope works is it shows the home point where the drone took off. It shows the location, the current location of the drone, and under certain conditions, it shows the GPS location of the pilot. Now, almost immediately, our guys came up with the sort of workaround DJI Aeroscope. So even though there's currently no software hack, and trust me, we're keeping our eyes and ears open for somebody who will find that hack and share it with all the pilots. So currently there is no software hack, but there is a physical hack you can do to avoid being bombarded either by missiles, by bombs, or by artillery fire if you're a pilot, UAV pilot, with a DJI drone in Ukraine currently. So here's how it's done. First, you always turn on your, well, actually, no, the first thing you do is it is better to fly with the iPhone than with an Android phone. That's number one. The reason for that being is in the iPhone, you can turn off GPS location and it will not automatically turn on when you're using the app. That can happen with the Android phone and you won't even know it. So with an Android phone, even if you turn off a GPS location, it may automatically turn on when you connect the app. The workaround that is to use fake GPS with Android phones. So I've done that plenty of times. You can basically, well, you have to go into, what's the options called? Developer options on the Android phone. There you will be able to connect the fake GPS app to the phone and allow the phone to use that location. And on fake GPS app, you can set your location like in somewhere in Russia or Moscow, Kremlin, and just have fun with that. And that location will actually be shown on the map, that while your drone is flying somewhere in Ukraine, you're just sitting, chilling in Moscow, Russia. So that's number one. Make sure that your GPS signal is either turned off or fake GPS, different location. Because Aeroscope can't see your physical GPS location of the pilot most of the time. The only time I noticed they can't see that, and I'm not guaranteeing it because they could have fixed the software issue, but I've never, when I flew with my iPad iPad mini 4, and never was I able to see my GPS location. So if you're flying with the iPad, probably they will not be able to see your physical location of the pilot. So that's step number one. Step number two, and again, I'm saying this for everybody who is currently fighting the good fight in Ukraine. In other countries, please obey all the rules and regulations, because you will make the air above us much safer for everybody. Just remember, one mistake on the part of one careless pilot can severely damage the reputation of all UAV pilots. So make sure to follow all rules and regulations in peacetime and peaceful countries. It's very important. I'm not saying this so people can break the rules. I'm saying this so we can save the lives of pilots, because I've actually spoken to several military personnel, including some higher up personnel like lieutenant colonels, and they all tell me the same thing. I've also spoken to security agencies. They all tell me the same thing. We're talking about war. We're talking about the main thing is for us to protect the lives of our UAV pilots. All drones can be replaced. Pilots' lives cannot be replaced. So number 2, you always turn on your remote first and connect your phone and make sure everything turns on, everything powers on. Number 3, you turn on your drone the last possible minute. So you find the takeoff location. You put the drone on the ground or wherever, usually it's on the ground, or take off from your hand. You power on the drone. As soon as it catches satellites, as soon as you have your home point, you take off and get the hell out of there physically, at least 100 meters away, so 300 feet from the home point. Do not be anywhere near the home point. Then you fly your mission. Very important. You fly your mission, preferably if you're going in one direction, you return with some battery remaining, so you don't crash your drone upon return because of a dead battery. You return to the home point. Remember, you're at the home point. Well, no, not you return to the home point, but you yourself physically are distance away. It can be 100 meters, it can be 200 meters. DJI remote controls allow for that distance. But return to the home point, lower the drone to minimal altitude that it will allow without landing, and then gun it to your location. Because remember, DJI Aeroscope can see the home point and the drone. So they will think you're returning to home point, but you actually gun it without actually landing, because they will see when the drone has landed, that's when artillery will hit the home point and the drone location. So you return to the home point, but you gun the drone to your location. As soon as you land at your location, immediately turn off the drone, immediately turn off your remote and get the hell out of there. Because the enemy will have 2 locations at that point, which they can hit. They will have the home point location, which is the most likely point they will hit if the drone sticks around the home point location. And they will have the point where the less known location of the drone, basically where you landed and turned it off. And they will probably hit that location if they can. So in order to save lives, that's what's important. That's what I'm trying to teach the pilots here. You have to always change your location, kind of like if you're a sniper. And if you're using a device that can reveal your location, like a phone or anything. So turn everything off and get the hell out of there as fast as you can. Usually I've asked, I asked military guys, I'm like, how long do you have from the moment they have your location to the moment when artillery shells hit the ground? And it's anywhere from, it can be even a minute. So definitely you want to be as far away from either one of those points as possible once your mission is done. Is it dangerous? Yes. Is there a guarantee that you will not get hit? No. But it is definitely, the risk is definitely reduced. Keep in mind, I keep in touch with a lot of pilots at the front lines right now, and I consult a lot of pilots at the front lines right now. I try to find them drones to buy out and send them drones to the front lines right now. They all ask the same thing. Most of the pilots currently at the front lines, they don't have the experience experienced pilots have. They have maybe a week of training. We've been flying drones. I've personally been flying drones for 3 years, every single day until the war. So we have the skills, we have the experience. That's why we do the training. Besides myself, I know several other pilots. Some of them are at the front lines and training. Some of them are in the back and training, because pilots are very difficult to come by right now, and they are definitely protected. I also told guys that, hey, if you have a pilot flying, make sure you always have a gunner right next to him to protect him, because pilot is very vulnerable. He will sit there, he will watch the screen, he will relay the information to the command where the enemy machinery is located, but he's not going to have time to look around his location 360 degrees, even if he's in, like, hiding in the bushes. I've done that before. So he needs a spotter right next to him to make sure he's protected, either with a machine gun, but armed spotter. And if anything, like if crap hits the fan, the spotter lays down cover fire, and both of them get the hell out of there, regardless where the drone is. They don't wait for the drone to land. The drone can always be redirected to where the pilot is currently. So that's my message for today. I'll try to add at the end of this video a video clip of one such incident where a pilot landed his drone. I think it was a Mavic 2. It looked like a Mavic 2. And as soon as he got out, probably seconds later, the shells hit his location. So I thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later.